AITA for calling CPS on my family after they left me behind to babysit their kids during a vacation I was never invited to. I woke up to a text that read, "The kids will be at your apartment at 9 a.m. Thanks again, we love you." At first, I thought it was a wrong number. Or maybe a group message that wasn't meant for me. It didn't make sense. I didn't agree to watch anyone's kids, and nobody had asked me about anything even remotely like this. So I called my mom, thinking it was a misunderstanding. Her response: "Oh yeah. We're all heading to Cancun for 10 days. Didn't I tell you? Your sisters and the kids are dropping them off soon. Just make sure you have snacks." Wait, what? That's how I found out that my entire family, my parents, both my older sisters, their husbands, were going on a tropical vacation. Not only without me, but without telling me. And I was expected to stay home and take care of 5 young children by myself, without even being asked. And before I could even fully process what was happening, they were already on the way. Hi Reddit. I'm a 24-year-old woman, and what happened this past week has completely shattered how I see my family. I've always known I was the responsible one, the one people turn to when things go wrong. But this was another level entirely. Let me give you some background. I live alone in a 1-bedroom apartment. I work remotely as a freelance graphic designer, which my family seems to interpret as, "You're always free to do whatever we need." I don't have kids. I'm single. And I've always tried to be a good aunt. I've babysat in the past, when asked. For a night. For a weekend. But this was 10 days. 5 kids, ages 3, 4, 6, 8, and 10. No warning. No preparation. Just a dropped expectation that I would handle it like it was no big deal. When I told my mom I couldn't do it, that I had deadlines and no space for 5 kids, she said, "Come on. You always say how much you love them. You don't have a husband or kids. You're the only one who can help. You work from home, it's basically like being there anyway." My sisters didn't even speak to me directly. They just dropped off the kids and left. No car seats. No health insurance cards. No food, aside from a few pre-packed snacks and half-used diaper bags. I didn't even know if any of them had allergies. There was no list of medications, no emergency instructions, nothing. I had to rearrange my entire apartment just to make enough sleeping space using couch cushions and extra blankets. It felt like I was running a chaotic daycare, except I had no training, no help, and no say in the matter. For the first 48 hours, I barely slept. I was cleaning up messes, breaking up arguments, and trying to juggle remote work with total chaos around me. The 3-year-old kept crying for his mom. The 6-year-old shoved a banana into my printer. I was losing my mind, and I hadn't even made it halfway through their trip. And then it happened. The moment that pushed me over the edge. Late at night, the toddler spiked a fever. He was crying non-stop, flushed, and burning up. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I had no medical records, no way of knowing if he had allergies or pre-existing conditions. I didn't even have permission to take him to urgent care. I called my sisters. No answer. I texted. Nothing. I waited. After 4 hours, my oldest sister texted back. "Just give him Tylenol. He always does this. He'll be fine." That's when I snapped. I realized I was completely alone. If anything happened to these kids, it would be on me. If he'd needed to go to the ER, I might not even have been allowed to take him. If something had gone seriously wrong, I could have been blamed for all of it. I stayed up that night watching over him, making sure his fever didn't spike again. I sat on the floor, my head in my hands, asking myself, why am I the only one taking this seriously? The next morning, after wiping syrup off the walls and pulling a crayon out of my toaster, I picked up the phone, and I called CPS. Not because I wanted revenge. Not because I wanted to cause drama. I did it because I was genuinely concerned, both for the kids, and for myself. I explained the situation, that the parents had left the country, that I wasn't given any legal authority to care for them, that I didn't even consent to watching them in the first place. The CPS rep took it very seriously. She told me I'd done the right thing and sent someone over for a wellness check that same day. The kids were safe, thankfully. But the report was real. CPS contacted my sisters and told them to return immediately. And when they got back, everything exploded. They were furious. I got screamed at before they even picked up their kids. You embarrassed us. You overreacted. You're just jealous you weren't invited. You've created a record that could follow us for years. My mom sobbed and called me a traitor to the family. One brother-in-law said, "No one's going to trust you with anything ever again." They packed up their kids in silence. No goodbye. Just glares. My group chats were deleted. I got blocked by both sisters. I haven't spoken to my mom in days. Only my dad called me privately. He said he didn't agree with how they handled it, but also added that I should have handled it more discreetly. But Reddit, I tried. I really, truly tried to hold it together for the sake of the kids. I gave up sleep. I sacrificed work. I did everything I could. And the only person who seemed to care about whether or not I was okay was me. Now I'm alone. My apartment is trashed. My relationships are strained. But I still can't shake the feeling that if I hadn't called CPS, and something bad had happened, I would have never forgiven myself. So, Reddit, please tell me. AITA for calling CPS after my entire family ditched me with their kids on a vacation I wasn't even invited to. Because right now, I don't know if I saved myself. Or if I just burned every bridge I ever had.